Hi, hello, this is Praveen. Today I came up with one more lesson from political science part, India's foreign policy. In this session, we going to discuss about foreign policy of India and factors influence on foreign policy of India and different aspects of foreign policy of India and aims of India's foreign policy. There are more than 200 countries in this world. No country live in isolation. No country develop on its own. Somewhere it expects some help, economical help, technical help, and business purpose. It seeks help from other countries. So countries cannot live in isolation. Country need to have foreign policy, and particularly India has been considered one of the major countries of the world with population and resource and military, intellectual and industrial capacity. Having all this background, it must be India's foreign policy very strong. Then why a country should have foreign policy? What are the aims of Indian foreign policy? What purpose our country has a definite and specific foreign policy? Let's observe what are the aims of foreign policy. First one, national security. Second one, enriching national economy. Third one, spreading cultural richness in another country. Third one, increasing number of friendly countries and check the power of enemy country. And last one, achieving world peace and coexistence. Having all these aims, our country has a specific foreign policy: national security, national economy, and spreading cultural richness, to have friendly countries and to check power of enemy country, and the last, establishing world peace in international level. Jawaharlal Nehru outlined our foreign policy. We also call him as the architect of India's foreign policy, and also sometime we also call him call foreign policy of India as Nehru foreign policy, because Jawaharlal Nehru outlined foreign policy of India and expressed for the first time on a radio speech in 1947 about the need and the importance of foreign policy for India. 1946 radio speech. Next, we move on. Factors influence on India's foreign policy. Which are the factors influences on foreign policy of India? The first one, issues of national interest and geographical interest. National interest and geographical interest. Second one, political situation. Third one, economic interest. Fourth one, military issues. Next one, public opinion and international situation. So on this background, a country's foreign policy shapes on. It's all about its geographical area and its national interest, the political condition of that country, and economic development of that country, and it is always based on the military power of that country, and how the public opinion, how the citizens of that country on these particular factors, a particular one country's foreign policy frame up. Now we move on. The basic aspects of India's foreign policy. What are the basic aspects? Let's check out one by one. Basic aspects are Pancasila principles, non-alignment, anti-imperialism, anti-apartheid policy, disarmament. These are the 5 basic aspects of India's foreign policy. The first one, Pancasila principles. Which are the Pancasila principles? Between which countries the Pancasila principles are signed? Who are the 2 leaders of these Pancasila principle agreement? Let's see. In 1954, China and India both signed for this agreement. Jawaharlal Nehru and Zhou Enlai, the Prime Minister of China, signed the agreement in 1954 to have international relationship. Now, which are the 5 Pancasila principles? One is respecting each other's sovereignty and regional interest, non-invasion of each other, non-interference, mutual cooperation between 2 countries, peaceful coexistence. These are all we call Panchashil principles. In terms of 3 marks, Panchashila principles usually asked in board examinations. Just naming them. Name the Panchashila principles. And one more aspect of India's foreign policy is non-alignment. Non-alignment, we also call it NAM. Non-alignment. What happened after the Second World War? the world divided into two blocks. Two powerful blocks. The world grouped into two powerful unities, athwa like a, uh, powerful group of nations. Which are those? USA and USSR. These are the two countries emerged as powerful countries in the world. Because of emergence of these two countries, poor countries and weak countries sided towards USA and USSR. At the time of such powerful country emergence, what was India during that moment? India was neutral. India did not join any bloc. It was totally neutral. Just being neutral, India got many help from USA and USSR. Financial help and military help. Financial help from USA, military help from USSR. That was a unique feature of India's foreign policy, being neutral. What we call that NAM. NAM. Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri and Indira Gandhi followed a particular principle, that is what we call eye for an eye. This is the policy what they followed during their prime minister when they were working as Prime Minister of India. Eye for an eye. Because of this policy, the wars held between Pakistan and India in 1965 and 1971, all these are the two important wars held between India and Pakistan because of eye for an eye policy followed by Lal Bahadur Shastri as well as Indira Gandhi. And one more aspect of India's foreign policy, anti-imperialism. What is anti-imperialism and all that? Let's see. What is the meaning of anti-imperialism? An intention of ruling another country for personal gain is called imperialism. Ruling another country for personal gain is nothing but imperialism. Ruling another country for personal gain. You know that India was one of the such country. It was controlled by Britishers. So India once undergone imperialism, imperial policy of England. India always opposed imperialism. Why? Why India against imperialism? Because India opposed imperialism. It gained its independence from an imperial country because it has undergone the bad face of imperial policy of England, so that it always opposed it to the imperialism. In a particular conferences, India declared, no corner of the world shall have imperialism. No corner of the world shall have imperialism. This is what India declared in Bandung conference held in 1949 and 1955, New Delhi and Bandung. This is very important what India has had declared. Let's move on one more aspect of India's foreign policy, that is anti-apartheid policy. First of all, let's come to know what is the meaning of apartheid policy. Apartheid policy is nothing but discrimination of race, that is on the basis of color, discriminating the people based on color, that is called apartheid policy. India is always against this, so that our aspect of foreign policy is anti-apartheid policy. We are against of apartheid policy. Apartheid policy is affront to human rights and world peace. It is always against human rights. And India declared, no country of the world shall practice this policy, and also declared its support to Nelson Mandela and his party African National Congress. This is the very important thing. India declared support to Nelson Mandela and his party name African National Congress to stop practicing apartheid policy. Let's move on. One more thing. Disarmament. Disarmament. What is the meaning of disarmament? Process of elimination of specific arms step by step is called disarmament. Let's make it in simple definition. Elimination of specific weapons. That's it. Elimination of specific weapons is nothing but disarmament. Yes. What are the effects of armament? Let's have a glance on that. What are the effects of armament? Armament is nothing but production of dangerous weapons, manufacture of dangerous weapons. Because of armament policy, it leads to Third World War. Countries have more arms may attack another country intentionally. This is the effects of armament. It leads to Third World War. Sometime a powerful country may attack on weak country without any reason. Because of armament, it leads to massive devastation, destruction of life and property. Sometimes nuclear arms some country may use. Nowadays, you know that nuclear weapons uses, it is more complicating nowadays. So here we have to focus on what are the effects of armament. And India is always champion of disarmament. Why India is always champion of disarmament? So India, being peaceful and loving country, advocates reduction of arms qualitatively as well as quantitatively. Since the time of Nehru, India supported for disarmament. Every country needs arms for production, but an attempt can be made to reduce number of arms, so that India is called champion of disarmament. Article 15 in our constitution tells about to have foreign policy, one country should have a foreign policy. India should have good foreign relation with other countries. That is Article 51. We have good relationship with strong foreign relation with SARC, Commonwealth nations, and UNO as well. So that India's foreign policy is very specific and definite foreign policy. And also we call India's foreign policy is Nehru foreign policy. With this, I conclude this lesson. Thank you for joining with me. Thank you.